August 1988. A hospital room. Enzo Ferrari was dying. 90 years old, kidney failure. His family was there. The doctor spoke quietly. If he'd come 6 years ago, he might be alive now. Someone asked, why didn't he come? The doctor didn't answer. Because he didn't know. Ferrari knew. But he never said. 2 days later, he died. This is the story of why a man found dying easier than being sick. 1982. Ferrari was 84. The fatigue had started. Obvious. Weight loss, pallor. His family forced him to the hospital. Tests were done. The doctor explained the results. Kidney failure, chronic. Treatment required. What does treatment mean? Ferrari asked. Weekly checkups, blood tests, medication, diet. Ferrari stood up, left without saying anything. He didn't return for 6 years. The first month, his family tried to understand. Why won't you go? Lena asked. Ferrari didn't answer. Enzo, the doctor said treatment. I didn't hear. How didn't you hear? You were there. I said I didn't hear. Lena didn't insist. You didn't insist with Ferrari. He'd closed off. The subject was over. But Lena noticed something. Ferrari was afraid, not angry, not defiant, afraid. Years later, Lena recalled, when the doctor said kidney failure, Enzo's face changed, for 1 second. Then it closed, but in that second I saw it. Fear. The first year, Ferrari continued normally. Factory, work, routine. Only one thing changed. In the afternoons, he held meetings in his office. Door locked. No one could enter. His secretary admitted years later. There was no meeting. He was sleeping, inside, for hours. Then he'd wake up, open the door, continue as if nothing had happened. One day, the secretary accidentally opened the door. Ferrari was in his chair, head dropped forward, sleeping. The secretary quietly closed it. Ferrari never mentioned it, as if it hadn't happened. But the secretary knew. Enzo Ferrari was getting tired, and no one should see it, no one should know. 1984. 2 years passed. Ferrari's weight dropped, from 75 to 68. Clothes started hanging loose. The tailor noticed. Signor Ferrari, shall we make new suits? No need. But the old ones no longer. I said no need. The tailor stayed quiet. Because making new suits meant accepting the change, and Ferrari wasn't changing, just a little tired. At the factory, workers started talking, quietly, in the hallways. Did you see Signor Ferrari? He's lost so much weight. I think he's sick. Shh, don't say it. If he doesn't say it, we don't say it. It was a kind of silent agreement. Everyone knew. No one spoke about it. 1985. 3 years passed. In a meeting, Ferrari stopped while speaking. Mid-sentence, 10 seconds of silence. Everyone waited. Ferrari blinked. Where am I? He said. No one answered. Where am I? He asked again. This time his voice trembled. An engineer. You're in a meeting, signor. We were discussing vehicle design. Ferrari looked, as if seeing the room for the first time. Yes, he said. Design. Continue. The meeting continued, but afterward no one spoke, because there were no words. Enzo Ferrari had lost control, for a moment, but he'd lost it, and everyone had seen. That same night, Ferrari sat at home with Lena. What happened today? Lena asked. Nothing. Enzo, I said nothing. Silence. Then Ferrari spoke, very quietly. For a moment, I forgot where I was. Lena turned. What? I was in a meeting. I was speaking. Then, blank. Like I woke up but didn't know where I was. Maybe we should see a doctor. No. Enzo, this is serious. I said no. Lena said nothing more, because there was something in Ferrari's voice. Not fear. Worse. Panic. 1986, 4 years passed. Ferrari fainted in a meeting. He was sitting in his chair. Suddenly his head dropped, unconscious. Workers called the factory doctor. The doctor examined him. He needs to go to the hospital. Ferrari woke up. Where am I? At the factory. You fainted. I didn't faint, I was tired. Enzo, this was fainting. I slept. I was tired, I slept, that's all. The doctor said nothing more, because Ferrari's eyes said something. Stop arguing, or you'll go too. Those around him were now desperate. His family begged. Enzo, please, go just once. Ferrari, no need. But you're getting worse. I'm old. It's normal. This isn't old age, this is illness. Ferrari looked cold. I'm not sick. If I were sick, I'd go to a doctor. I didn't go to a doctor, so I'm not sick. The logic was flawless. Insane logic. But logic. A friend asked, why, Enzo? Is this just about control? Ferrari was silent for a long time. Then he spoke, very quietly. When Dino died, I trusted doctors. We did everything, every treatment, every attempt. None of it worked. The doctor said, we can't do any more. And Dino died. But this is different. No, Ferrari cut him off. It's the same. Doctors give you hope. Then they say, we can't do any more. I don't want to hear that sentence again. I heard it for my own son. I won't hear it for myself. It was the first time he'd said it. What he'd carried inside for 25 years. The trauma of not being able to save Dino. The pain of trusting doctors and still losing. Control wasn't just pride. It was protection. Protecting what remained after Dino's death. 1987. 5 years passed. Ferrari was now struggling to walk. Shortness of breath. A little worse every day. He couldn't go to the factory anymore. Stayed home, but still denied it. I'm not sick, just resting. February 1988. He fainted at home. An ambulance was called. He woke up in the hospital. The doctor was beside him. Signor Ferrari, your kidneys have almost completely stopped. Treatment is necessary. Urgent. Ferrari looked. Didn't answer. Enzo, are you hearing me? Silence. Without treatment within months. Get out. Enzo, I said get out. Leave. The doctor left. March. He was hospitalized again, unconscious. This time the doctors spoke with Lena. We need to start treatment immediately. Otherwise, Lena went to Ferrari's side, his room. He was sleeping, or seemed to be. Enzo, she said quietly, you need treatment. Ferrari didn't open his eyes. Enzo, can you hear me? Silence. Long. Then a very weak voice. I hear you. You need treatment. I know. Then why? Because, the voice cut off, then continued. Because if I get treatment, I admit I'm sick. And if I'm sick, I'm no longer me. Lena cried, quietly. You're still you, Enzo, even if you're sick. Ferrari opened his eyes, for the first time. Looked at Lena. His eyes were wet. No, he said. I am Enzo Ferrari. I'm not sick. I'm not weak. I'm in control. If I don't control, I'm nothing. And in that moment, Lena understood. This wasn't pride. It wasn't fear. It was identity. Ferrari couldn't be sick, because a sick Enzo Ferrari wasn't Enzo Ferrari. That same night, the doctors came again. Signor Ferrari, we need to start treatment. Ferrari looked for a long time, then spoke, with great difficulty. The words came out forced. Do whatever's necessary. 3 words, the first time in 6 years. The doctor, you're accepting? Ferrari didn't answer, just closed his eyes. The doctor took this as acceptance, but it was too late. The kidneys were damaged. No going back. Treatment extended his life, days, weeks, but didn't save him. July. The doctors, we can't do any more. When Ferrari heard this, he said nothing, just nodded, as if he knew, as if he'd been waiting. It had finally come. That sentence, the sentence he'd been running from for 25 years. We can't do any more. Early August, he went home. August 14th, he died. One man, one illness, 6 years. Why did Ferrari refuse? Control. Yes, but not just that. Fear, Dino's trauma, distrust of doctors, identity. All of it. Ferrari couldn't be sick, because being sick meant not being Enzo Ferrari. He was like a machine. Machines don't get sick. They break or they work. Being sick was a human thing, and Ferrari had abandoned humanity long ago. With Dino, what could those around him have done? Forced treatment? Ferrari would have run, would have refused more. Let him be. That would have been letting him die. There's no answer, only one fact. Ferrari chose to die, rather than be sick. Insanity, principle, fear, all of it, or none of it. Sometimes a person doesn't die from illness. They die from losing their identity. Ferrari gave his life to protect his identity. Was it worth it? The answer is yours. But one thing is certain, Ferrari remained Enzo Ferrari until his last breath. Not sick, not weak, in control. Maybe that was the most important thing to him, more important than living.